In India, there's a single organization that basically holds the keys to the future for millions and millions of university students. It's incredibly powerful, sometimes a bit controversial, and honestly, you might not even know its name. Today, we're going to change that. We're breaking down the University Grants Commission, or as you'll hear it called, the UGC.
I mean, really think about that for a second. Who gets to decide what a degree even means? Who sets the bar for every single university, whether it's in Delhi or all the way down in Chennai? And who has the massive job of making sure the quality is there across the entire country?
Well, the answer to all of that is the University Grants Commission. And look, it's not just another government department. The key phrase here is statutory body. That's a fancy way of saying it was created by an actual act of parliament back in 1956, which gives it some serious legal teeth to oversee and, enforce standards in higher education.
So where does it fit into the big picture? The UGC isn't totally on its own. It works directly under the Ministry of Education. And here's a little bit of trivia for you. Up until 2020, this ministry was actually called the Ministry of Human Resource Development, or the MHRD. You might still hear that old name pop up from time to time.
Okay, so we know what it is and where it sits in the government. But I think the most important question is why? Why did India need to create such a powerful central body in the first place? Let's dive into that. At its heart, the UGC's entire mission really rests on these four foundational pillars. You can think of these as its daily marching orders. First, coordinate the standards. Second, maintain the quality of everything, from teaching to research. Third, handle the money, giving out those crucial government grants. And fourth, act as the top advisor to the government on education policy. But, those day-to-day tasks all serve a much bigger purpose. The real takeaway here is that by managing those pillars, the UGC is aiming for these huge national goals. It's trying to make sure a student in any part of the country gets a quality education. It's pushing for innovation, and it's ultimately building the skilled workforce that drives the entire nation forward. All right, we've covered the what and the why. So now let's get into the how. How does the UGC actually make all of this happen? I mean, what are the tools in its toolbox to get this massive job done? The UGC's role is just huge. It literally decides which places can even call themselves a university. It controls the flow of government money, it helps shape policy, and physically inspects universities to make sure they're up to snuff. And on top of all that, it runs major national programs you've probably heard of, like NAC, that's the body that grades university quality, and the NET exam, which is the big test to become a college lecturer. Having all these functions is one thing, right? But in a country with thousands and thousands of colleges, you need real authority to make sure the rules are actually being followed. So the question becomes, just how much power does the UGC really have? And this, right here, is where the UGC's true power becomes crystal clear. It isn't just making friendly suggestions. It has the ultimate authority, the power to literally shut down a university by yanking its official recognition. I mean, that is some serious, serious influence. And this authority gets right into the nitty-gritty of education itself. The UGC can set the standards for courses, define the minimum qualifications for professors, and even frame the rules for what goes into a syllabus. And, of course, it has the power to take action against any school that doesn't comply. This is what makes it one of the most powerful educational regulators in the entire country, for sure. Okay, phew, we have covered a lot of ground. So let's pause for a second and pull all the most important info together into a quick, easy-to-digest cheat sheet. So, to wrap it all up neatly, here are the absolute essentials you need to know, all on one slide. Think of this as your quick reference guide, the core facts about the UGC from when it was founded to its main job as the top regulator for higher education in India. So we've looked at the UGC's past and its present. But to wrap this all up, let's look ahead. Let's turn to the future and ask a really crucial question about what's coming next for this institution. Let's be honest, higher education is changing faster than ever before. We've got new technologies, the explosion of online learning, and major shifts in national policy. The ground beneath the entire system is constantly shifting. The old rules just don't always apply anymore. Which brings us to the big, looming question for the future. In this new era of online courses and global competition, how does a powerful, centralized body like the UGC adapt? Can it regulate for quality without accidentally stifling innovation? And how does it strike that perfect balance between control and the need for academic freedom in the 21st century? That is the challenge ahead. Thanks for joining us.